bartender, I really did it this time. Broke my parole to have a good time. When I got home, it was 6 a.m. The door was locked, so I kicked it in. She was tripping on the bills. I think she was high on some pills. She threw my shit out into the yard. Then she called me a bum and slapped me real hard. And in my drunken stupor, I did what I should have never done. Now I'm sitting here talking to you, drunk and on the run. I'm sitting at a bar on the inside, waiting for my ride on the outside. She stole my heart in the trailer park, so I jacked the keys to her fucking car.
Yes.
Piece of shit, then walked away.
Yo, 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 yo.
This one goes out to the country music fans out there. Well, technically this is a rock song, but this song has such a good message behind it. Not really.
Yeah, that's a pretty good message. That's a pretty good message. If you only have like 4 hours, get drunk before you go to prison.
Well, if you pay attention to the beginning of the lyrics, it says, broke his parole to have a good time,
Yeah,
you know?
Already fucked. He was already fucked.
Kicked in the door, she was tripping on the bills, he thought she was high on the pills.
She probably was high on the pills. Broke it down real hard.
Actually, yeah, let that shit ride. Let that shit ride real quick. Fuck the copyright. Everybody loves hip-hop.
You don't get those rhyme schemes from everywhere.
All right. That's big.
I enjoy it. It's like, yo, is that a wristband of Post Malone?
What?
Is that a wristband of Post Malone?
Nah, it's this guy. It's the guy that I got this bong for, actually. It's the Adam the Stone host or something.
Let me see that. I never noticed
Yeah, that pink box right there, the hostess host, the highest host. But oh, dude, that looks like some fucking Post Malone looking character and shit.
I remember looking at that before. I was like, oh shit, is that Post Malone? It looks like Post Malone.
Oh no, it's not. It's not Post Malone though. It's not Post Malone.
Word. Yeah, what's up, ya blockheads?
Yes, you fellow blockheads, how you doing? Yes, and here you are listening to us once again, and this is the Block is Hot podcast. And I am your host, Famous Amos, a.k.a. an unidentified black male, a.k.a. Pinky, a.k.a. your mother's last mistake, a.k.a. that guy crossing the street, a.k.a. your fellow cyclist. Follow me on Strava. And next to me is my co-host.
It's Tim Redhose, a.k.a. Plato Got Stacks, a.k.a. your mother's favorite brother, a.k.a. your sister's favorite Bible study partner, a.k.a. a.k.a. Daddy Fiero.
Daddy Fiero?
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to throw in something like Hispanic or Latin, get shout-outs.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Man.
I'm not hating on it. Daddy Fiero?
Daddy Fiero?
Shouldn't be Papi Fiero?
Yeah, I kind of fucked up.
Daddy Fire Daddy?
Fire Daddy?
Fire Fest?
Oh my lord. I think that's just... Yo, honestly, after I fucking heard about that, I was honestly thinking to myself, what if there was a festival where they just said, fuck it, we're going to charge people like an outrageous amount of money so they could feel normal for a day?
I think they do that already.
What?
I think they do that.
I'm not talking about like a monastery or anything.
I feel like they do that though when like people, like missionaries, like they go to just like random hoods and like just random
I'm not
shit.
talking about like on some Bible shit. I mean like, you're paying money so you can get treated like a normal person.
I get what you're saying. That'll be like the new norm where like you'll be like, oh, I want to figure out what it's like to live a lower middle class life.
Like think about what's that one show where it's like the boss becomes like a worker and like Meet Your Boss. I think the show's called. Like basically that, except for like everyday life shit.
I'm surprised no one's done that yet. Where it's like, I'm just gonna pretend to be homeless for a week. Challenge. Follow me.
Did you ever hear about that guy that he was homeless, but he was like a pickup artist? So basically, he was like homeless for a little while, and he was able to survive on the streets because all he did was bounce from chick to chick to chick. And like he was armed with a cell phone and like a few days of clothes. And like, he'll just go from one chick's house, fucking shower, clean up there, stay, and then like he'll like target like usually like richer women, like cougars.
What the fuck?
So then like he has access to all their food, their cars and shit. Yeah, he was able to make it for a little while. He apparently had like a sick alcohol problem.
Yeah, I would bet that'd be a very, very sick man to do what he's doing for that long. I mean,
he didn't do it for too long, like maybe like a year or two.
Well, you're listening here on the Block is Hot podcast, and you're gonna figure out more and more about us as you listen. You know, this is actually episode 25.
Is it?
It is. And before we get deep into the show today, and before we talk about the random things we have going on, and before we tell you what's not right with the world, we do want to let you guys know that we will be at the world famous comedy store tomorrow or today, if you're listening to it, which is going to be Wednesday, January the 30th, 2019.
February.
We are going to be with the world famous Sam Tripoli and his Conspiracies Now at the world famous comedy store. It's going to be starting at 11. It's in the podcast studio.
Give me that shit. You suck at reading this shit.
It's a flyer that I'm looking at. I forgot the name. I'm sorry.
Yo. For those that don't know, come check us out on Sam Tripoli's show, Conspiracy Now. It's going to be a live podcast show at the world famous comedy store. Tickets are $5 at the door. Yeah, you just suck at reading. That's all it is.
I don't suck at reading. I'm just trying to look at a flyer and trying to do it in a way that's not corny. I forgot. I don't want to give misinformation.
Yeah, that's all the information y'all really need. So if you're in town, LA area, go ahead and check us and Sam out at the comedy store. And of course, if you're there for that, you might as well check out the other shows going on. And we're going to be going live at 11 p.m. tomorrow. I think that's all the information.
The magic word will be snoogits. If you just walk up to us and say snoogits, we'll know that you're a listener.
Yeah, I'll buy you a shot if you come up to me and say snoogits.
Yeah, if you walk up to us and say snoogits, we will buy you a shot.
We'll each buy you a shot, and we'll each take a shot with you.
No, I gotta drive. So
I gotta drive too. I might have to drive.
We got it. We got Uber. We got Uber.
We're responsible. We know what we're doing.
So yeah, come out to the world famous comedy store on Wednesday, January 30th, which is today, because that's by the time you're going to be listening to this podcast, since we do record every Tuesday. Don't forget the schedule. But also be sure to follow us on our Instagram page at the Block is Hot Podcast. That's probably the best way to get in contact with us. We're somewhat active on Twitter.
We're about to go on Pornhub, dog.
And actually, yes, the goal is to start uploading all of our content onto Pornhub. You know why? Because YouTube is banning conspiracy videos.
Yes.
And not really banning them, but they're going to be taking them off of the suggested feed algorithms. So you may not even see our content because we are conspiracy-esque.
Yeah. I'm definitely esking some things around here.
We're esking all up in the do's and don'ts of the internet.
I esk in your dairy-esque. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, you lost me on that last one.
Yeah, I'm going on a stretch here, but yeah, actually, I'm really excited to like actually start trying to put our shit on Pornhub. I feel like we could reach a very broad.
I'm
audience.
excited, but then I'm also kind of terrified because we're gonna get a lot of weirdos. There is nothing worse than an argument in the comment section of a pornographic video. Whether your website is Pornhub, whether it is YouPorn, PornTube, whatever your vice is, RedTube, you can find some weird comments in that section or something funny, like there's a dog.
Yeah, that was the favorite one I've ever like. I saw the meme where they did that. I was like, that's fucking brilliant. There's a dog there. It's like, oh, doggo. People love dogs. Dogs are fucking pretty.
I'm gonna ask you an honest question, and I think our listeners have the right to know this information. Do you actually have an account to a porn website?
No.
Like a username, signed in, logged in, verified account, email address?
I remember as a younger child, probably like back when I was like 13, I tried getting a free membership to one. But fucking then I needed credit card information.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Why do I need a credit card after 7 days? You gonna try to charge me and shit?
Wait. Why do I have to put my information in this in the first place? Yeah, and then like that's when I was like, yeah,
because you're in the base system.
There's all this free porn out there, yo. Like, just like you could find somebody coming anywhere if you want.
Wait, what'd you say?
You can find someone coming anywhere. Someone coming anywhere. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Find someone coming anywhere if you want.
Well, I think now it's just more. You know what's fucked up?
Where would you not come at?
Church. A funeral.
Okay, that's a lot better. Oh, a funeral at a church.
Yeah, a funeral and a funeral at a church, definitely. Those are just some places I'm not trying to come at. I mean,
what if you actually like? What if you didn't even know the person and you just happen to meet a bad one and you just like, yeah, I got dragged here by like.
It's not about
is that fair? Is that fair?
It's not about having sex because I mean, if I'm hooking up with a baddie that happens to be at a funeral, it's like, okay, well, I'm at the funeral and she's trying to console me. You know, I might bust that nut. But it's definitely not going to be at the funeral itself, and it's not going to be at the church. Like, we can go back to the house. Because think about it. I feel like if I come around that many sad people, my happiness energy is going to let them know. Like, they're going to know, like, this nigga just came right now. Like, dude, can you believe this shit? He just fucked someone. Like, who did it? Who's that glowing bitch? Like, let's look for the glowing bitch at the funeral. Like, nah.
Yo, that's a crazy thing that you just brought up.
That's how deep I think into it.
That's a crazy thing that you just brought up. When people say glowing and shit, what do they mean like that? I don't understand what that means.
It took me a while to realize it until I was working close with a pregnant woman at Bank of America. And when I was younger, I didn't realize it because I'd been around other pregnant women. They said that they're glowing, but then it's like, I don't know. Like, it's like you see it in their face. Like, it's not even like a makeup thing. It's like they have a natural glow, and it looks like it's almost like it's like, you know, it's like a reverse blushing. Like, you know, when you see like a girl blushing, she's kind of red. Imagine if it was white and it's just like it's like a weird type of glow, and it's like, oh, okay, like, and you can see it. It's just her body is just producing. I think it's maybe like more oily, like or something like where it's like it just looks like she's shiny or glowy. It's like, oh, okay, I see. Like, you got that like natural, like, and she just seems happy on like another level. It's like she's on like a high. She's probably on some acid or something.
No, because I've heard that term a lot, and there's even a time where I was working at this one place, and my supervisor took off for like 2 months, and then she came back, and after she came back, one of her first comments to him was like, "Oh, you look like you're glowing. Like, what? You got a new girlfriend or something?" And like, I had just started like dating a girl for like 2 weeks before like she came back, and I was like, "What the fuck? How did you know that?" And like, I never understood what people meant like by that, because it's literally one of those things that I can't see it. I don't have that ability.
Like,
if I see someone smiling, I'm like, oh, you're just you're oddly happy. Stay away from me.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like a weird type of, but it's energy and vibes. It's truly energy and vibes. And as we're getting on this topic of energy and vibes, because, you know, that can always lead us down a different type of rabbit hole and discussion.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, like, have you ever, like, okay, this is going to sound weird, and this is going to kind of tackle into what I was going to ask the homie, just, you know, because, you know, we saw a funny-ass movie. We need to see a funny-ass movie.
It had one hilarious fucking moment in it. Well, no, it had a few, like, good ones. But like,
the movie was Glass, all right? So,
yo.
But we
finished watching the Unbreakable trilogy. Glass is a fucking great
watch
movie.
Unbreakable, watch Split,
Yes.
watch Glass.
It's fucking
yes, and the movie wasn't a comedy, but me and this nigga laughed the most out of everyone in the theater.
We're just fucked up people, man. We laugh when people break bones.
But before we go ahead and get back into that topic,
when people break bones with
oh
paper
my
skin
god,
and glass bones.
and this movie too breaks bones.
Oh yeah, let's not give no spoilers away.
Yeah, I don't give spoilers because like that movie's still in theaters doing good.
Yeah, it's doing good.
But have you ever bought a movie or went to a show and it was something that was so out of what you thought you were going to expect and see that it was like, damn, like I feel like I just like purchased a ticket. Like I feel like I just donated to the Devil's Patreon.
What? How do I do that? I don't. Wait, is it the devil? Is it the devil directly? Like his Patreon? Like how is this going down? Why are you giving the devil money? Doesn't he have?
No,
money?
I'm saying it metaphorically. Like, have you ever seen a movie that was like so creepy and like so like on that like what the fuck shit? Like, have you seen the movie Hereditary?
No.
That movie was one of those ones that was crazy.
What the fuck is that movie?
Oh, I don't even know how to explain that. It's about this group of witches that end up like.
What was it on? What was it on? What was it on? I've watched a few movies.
It came out recently last year, but it was about a family. No, it was on. It came out in theaters, and it was about a family whose mother dies. The grandmother.
Were there cows getting slaughtered?
No.
Okay.
It was about a family, and her mom dies.
Mm-hmm.
So she's an artist, and she's having issues with it. And I guess the grandmother, before she died, put a curse on the family, and did like etchings of like sigils around the house. And she's a part of a cult, and basically like someone else has an accident in the family, and it all leads to them sacrificing someone to some paganistic god at the end. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that type of shit, or like that movie,
The
Ritual on Netflix.
I've seen The Ritual. That was a good one.
Like that, it's like you watch it, and it's like, oh, did I just like give my energy up to the devil for free on some like this movie Suspiria was the same thing. Like the movie had me on such a crazy twist at the end, and like
the movie you just watched.
Yeah, that movie. The Suspiria. I just showed you that trailer for with the ballad.
Oh, okay,
it's basically it's about a woman who joins a dance. It's called a dance house or a dance company.
A dance studio?
Yeah, no, dance company in like France. It's like a world-renowned dance company, but apparently their dances are like some paganistic like witch rituals that like give sacrifices on some crazy shit. But it's like, it wasn't that I was like I was like really tripped up on that, but like the whole time the movie has you thinking. My bad. The movie has you thinking.
Touch my leg again.
I'll stab you. The movie has you thinking that like
Jesus Christ.
the movie has you thinking that like this chick has no idea that she's like some little like green behind the ears snowflake type of person, but at the end it's like, no, I'm down. Like what? Like
she's trying to prove herself.
No, like she was with the shits. Like
she
was like, it's kind of like
it's kind of like she's like, oh, I've been waiting for this all my life.
Like check out like when people say you sell your soul to the Illuminati to join hip hop and like the music industry in America, like she was down to sell out to that like French dance lifestyle. Like, like I'm with the shits. Like I want to become a world renowned ballerina dancer.
I knew this was gonna happen if this is gonna streamline it. No, have you ever seen that movie called Babysitter?
Great film, check it out. Babysitter? Yes. Yeah. This, the same way where you're like you're watching, it's like, oh my god, this movie's really dark and like, am I really like?
And like they were talking about selling their souls, and like at the end, like I remember even watching. I was like, "Yo."
She gets away. They can make a sequel.
No, he kills her. She does.
I thought she got away
I'm almost
because they came back to the car and she wasn't there.
maybe I don't remember that anymore. I was fucked up when I watched it. I was very fucked up when I watched it. But like, I remember like when she was like offering like, "Yeah, you want to like come with me and like we could just like start doing this, me and you." I was like, "Yo, I could never be in that position because I'm like, yeah, you're fucking hot. I got the power of the devil behind me. That's actually working. Let's do it. Fuck it." I like instant gratification.
That is true. But we listed off a bunch of movies right now that just kind of gives you that idea of like, yo, I just gave up my energy to like some really negative shit. And right now,
The babysitter.
right now we have the babysitter on right now, and I'm showing them the ending to the movie where the chick is technically still alive.
I forgot
so they can make a
about
sequel to that
part.
movie. They can make a sequel.
I so forgot about that part. That was crazy. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
And like I just saw a movie Suspiria where those movies are dope, and I've always had the idea too that like horror movies and thriller movies are kind of like training videos. Like sometimes you can see all their faults, and if you notice their faults, if you ever come across some shit, I think if we've seen these same tropes so many times, you should be able to get away. Like, oh, I'm out camping in the woods and I just found some ancient tomb. I'm not going to open that ancient tomb. I'm just going to fucking remember where I am, leave, come back, and tell the government and be like, yo, I found this ancient tube. I'm all about national security. Don't kill me. I didn't want it. Hey, no ask, no tell. I just don't want to pay taxes. Ever.
Nah, nigga, I want to see what's in that tomb.
Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Wait.
Have you seen? Have you seen Indiana Jones, the first movie, my nigga? The Ark of the Covenant.
Wait. I'm gonna wait for the sun to rise, and I'm gonna like take the tomb off. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna kind of like, damn, that looks crazy.
So, did you just assume it was vampires?
What?
Did you assume it was vampires?
No, I just like doing things in the daylight because it's less scary.
High five to that. That was loud.
Nothing ever evil happens when the sun's up. Hey, bitch, should I let her in?
Yeah.
Right.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Block is Hot trusty guard dog.
I feel like she's
Zoe.
just as much a part of this show as we are.
She might as well be at this point.
She begs and claws her way inside every single time. Even before we were the Block is Hot.
Yeah, we used to be another podcast before that.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Batman used to be played by Adam West.
Or when Tupac, before he was Tupac, he used to be dancing in fucking
Electric Underground.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, Digital Underground. The Humpty Hump.
Humpty Dance is your chance
To do the hump.
Yo, have you ever? I forgot his actual rap. His actual rap name. What was his rap name? He was actually a really good rapper.
He had a rap name in there? I thought it was just a backup dancer.
No. The guy that wrote and performed the song Humpty Dance. He's from
With the big ass nose?
Yeah, like he's. I forgot his rap name, but he's actually a fire rapper.
I'm not good with names.
No, yeah, it was
I feel bad.
Excuse me. It was one of those things where I was watching this like 90s hip hop show on Netflix, and it was like explaining him, and I like actually dug into like more of that shit. And I'm like, yo, like they were fucking dope. Digital Underground, the members of it.
Shock G, that's what it was.
Shock G, yeah, he was actually a sick rapper.
He was, and that was back on the day where you had
Probably
him.
Still is a sick rapper.
No.
I would assume.
He still has bars, and remember, like, and the thing is though, just because rap styles have changed, I'm never gonna not call LL Cool J not a dope rapper. I'm never gonna not call KRS-One. I'm never gonna not call KRS-One a dope rapper.
That wasn't even a question. KRS-One.
But I'm just saying of those times, even the corny. I'm never gonna call the Rapper's Delight a corny rap song. A hit, a hit bit popping and don't stop. I'll never, because I respect that time frame of rap.
Look that song up. Look up the members, because
Who?
Look up of hip hop. What was that song called? Hip hop.
Rappers Delight.
Sugar Hill Gang. Because one of the guys straight up stole somebody else's whole first verse, and he even referred to himself as that guy's nickname. Like the whole first hip hop.
But no, that was actually it wasn't stolen. I think that was written.
No, but he took it from someone else. It was somebody else's rap. Like play that video right there. Play that video right there.
Which one?
That one.
The full song?
Yeah. Play that. We just have to listen to the first verse.
Love.
Okay.
Get out of here! Advertisements.
I actually enjoy those movies.
Hey, they ain't paying us.
Yeah, but I do enjoy those movies.
I know, I do them too.
We have to love them. Him.
Oh, wait a minute.
You have it sped up.
I have it on. Hey, I listen to videos sometimes that like sped up volumes.
Yeah, we don't have.
I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah,
steal me a joint.
He stole this whole verse.
What you hear is not.
Turn it up a little.
And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet.
Axe the fuck with it.
I am Wonder Mike, and I like
To say hello.
Up to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie. Say,
How many people were doing cocaine?
And heroin.
Your body rock. Well, so far you've heard my voice, but I brought two friends along. And next on the mic is my man Hank.
This was
Come
the
on, Hank,
first
sing
like
that song.
big
Check it out.
hip hop
The
song.
dimp, the ladies pimp, the women fight for my delight. But I'm the grand master with the 3 MCs that shock your house for the young ladies. And
This
when they
is
come
just a
inside,
classic
do the
time in
Was it-
hip hop.
I forget which. I think it might have been him that stole his verse. Fuck, I don't remember. Now that I'm listening, I don't remember who stole their verse anymore.
See, my thing is this: like,
But one of them definitely stole their verse.
you see how we're enjoying this and vibing off this? We're not even a part of this generation. We were still in our parents' like ball sacks and DNAs.
This is a cool ass dance song. Like, yo, that shit's bad right now.
Oh, yeah.
But
Without a doubt.
damn, this is like a cool ass song, dude. Like, it's like a really fun. Like,
It's definitely, it's a timeless classic. Like, imagine this: hip hop is still so young. We have seen it stand the test of time to where in 2009 we are still reciting the song from the fucking Sugar Hill Gang.
yeah, I feel you. Oh yeah, I don't know that
1979.
Damn, that's way before we were born. 21 years before? No, 22 years before we were born.
Well, oh,
That's
wait a minute.
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I like thinking about that. Like, we're still very young, but it just sucks that like I feel like I'm getting old.
No, we are. And honestly, I'm appreciating it now. Like, we honestly, like, to say on a different type of level, I'm respecting our age and our growth and development. Because we're out of that. We're not out of it, but we are. We're no longer cool.
We don't have to be cool.
No.
Oh my god, I so love not having to be cool.
What I'm saying is this: remember back when like cool was a factor when we were like in our young 20s, just graduated high school. But I'm saying like in that age, from 18, you just turned 18, you have all that freedom and power. 21, you can buy liquor. Once you hit 25, anything after that's a wrap, because now it's like, okay, you now get lower car insurance because you're responsible. Damn, that generation gap flips. That's why when people talk about how they think music's different, they call us old heads. It's like, nah, I'm looking at it from a different perspective, but at the same time, yeah, I'm not going to find the coolest, newest trends to be really that cool because I'm like, oh, I've seen that. That's old. I'm like my dad now in a sense. I'm like, that's a remake movie. Like, I remember when we got the remake of the original.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So we're seeing that in a sense where I'm enjoying now my position in life, and now I'm just really looking to be in a sort of a mentoring ship where I can now give advice because at this time,
I don't feel that old yet.
But
I'm still looking for advice myself, my dude.
I'm looking for advice, but at the same time, I'm ready to start taking on that more mature role where if we were to...
I do know. Yeah.
Picture this: World War II. You were 18, getting drafted in, going into this shit.
I wasn't born in World War II.
I'm giving you an example.
Oh, my
nigga.
bad.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not just gonna throw you into World War II, my nigga.
I was like, nigga, I wasn't 18 back then.
The quality of man changed, and I think nowadays we're gonna be hitting our 30s in the next like 3 years and shit, 2 years. Yearish.
Yeah, 2 years.
I'm talking about the main group of everyone that we know. We're gonna be crossing over that plethora.
I'm the main one. I'm the core center of this.
So we gotta kind of see it as, hey, we're no longer gonna be the aspiring generation. We are the generation. Like everything that's based on our opinion now. Like if you don't vote or you don't take notice in some type of politic at this age, it's considered to be irresponsible.
We are the main
It's
group.
not cool in your late 20s to say I don't vote because of a bullshit excuse. If it's like, okay, if you don't have a solid foundation of why you don't do it, then you're gonna look like a fool. But if you're actually gonna be like, yo, I vote in certain elections, maybe you don't do something else, but I'm just saying, like, the whole young anarchist role, unless you're really with the shits and you're doing something about it, like on a progressive level, to just be a regular couch potato, to say back in the day, is like, it's no longer gonna be cool.
I agree and disagree because, like, I feel like that's like I look at it more like, who the fuck are we to say that like anybody should be doing anything? And it's just like, because like I'm like I voted finally, but like it's
Congratulations on that.
it doesn't matter to me still. It still doesn't matter to me. It's not like a real thing.
Back up, Zoe. Back up. I'm getting attacked by doggers. Goddamn doggo.
You just hear her fucking breathing in the back. Fucking dumbass.
No, but continue.
Yeah, that's really all I had to say. Like, I don't know. I feel both sides because I went for so long without voting that, like, I do truly feel that, like, but I do feel like it's my responsibility to at least cast a little thing in.
That's a good thing. I was using a voting as a metaphoric kind of way. I'm more so saying is that, like, I feel like after a certain point, if you're not even attempting to help contribute to society or just contribute in any way after a certain age, where it's like, picture this. We're all focusing on self, and I feel like that's a daily thing. But after a certain point, if you don't consider the fellow community, if you're just only thinking about yourself and being selfish, I feel like after a certain age, that's kind of corny. Like,
oh yeah, that's just rude.
I think think about your parents and what they've done to help their community, or just what they did for their work and job and their lifestyle. Like, I can say my father, he works with children, like, as far as a mentorship in inner cities through his fraternity and frat. They go out and, like, you know, from teaching kids just how to tie ties to, like, going through life.
My
and, like,
parents don't do shit.
Oh, damn.
They're like, yo, we had our hands tied with those two
Okay,
little niggas.
okay.
We're done. We're out it. I
Then-
mean, they definitely go to, like, city hall meetings and shit like
Oh,
that.
but think about it. That's something that takes some initiative because you care about where you live.
I would never go to a city hall meeting.
But then after a certain point, it's like, shouldn't you now? And that's where, at that point, if it's like your parents go to city hall meetings because they care about the issues, I feel like if you don't at some point start caring about small issues like that, you become the sheep you made fun of.
For me, it's not so much that. The reason why I don't partake in that is because so far, sure, yeah, I've lived here all my life, but I don't feel like this is where I'm going to live. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm I'm still about to go to that.
Time out. Before you get into that, I'm not talking about our specific situation where we're living. I'm saying, like, if you're going to go move somewhere, and we have a friend who travels, of course, and he always told me if he was going to go move somewhere permanently, he's going to learn about their laws beforehand and kind of, like, get, like, that knowledge. So even if it's in the States, like, if you're going to move to Nebraska,
you want your hand in the pot.
Exactly. You want to know.
Your hand in the pot.
You want to be educated on their shit. So that's why I feel like if you never get to that point where you don't even have that thought, you're just like, nah, why would I? That's stupid. I'm just gonna. But the masses are asses, and a lot of people have that type of mentality.
And like, I mean, as far as like I go, like I definitely take up more of like I learn what I need to know, and that's why for me, like especially being into like the car community, being a car enthusiast, I love fucking like, I don't like street racing per se, but I like being able to mod my car. That's why in California, this whole I don't know the actual name or whatever for the law, but like it's an exhaust law, an excessive noise law. So if your car makes too much noise, I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this already, especially if you live in California. But if your car makes too much noise, it was already a law, but now it's one of those things where police are being told to enforce it if your car makes too much noise. And originally it was kind of like more or less left up to like referees. Like like if a cop say your car is too loud, then of course you get a fix-it ticket, and if it's actually way too loud, then like you have to go to a referee. But now it's just all kind of left up to the police officers, deciding police officers' discretion as to whether or not they want to pull you over. And I feel like when you're part of a community, when you live somewhere, you have to be aware of these things, or else you be caught riding ignorant. And especially like if you're someone like me who I like to party, you're going to end up getting caught with your pants down for something that wasn't even related to what's going to end up getting thrown in the slaughter for some big time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm terrified of the new law because of that. And there is a resident doggo.
That scared the fuck out of me. I just heard like a door creaking open, and I was like, "Oh shit, ghost!" Ghosts don't dictate any other part of my life except when it's like, "Oh shit, noise that I can't see." That's a ghost. Yo, somebody's making some broccoli and cornbread.
Yeah, my dad.
Is that broccoli and cornbread or
Yeah.
something around that line? Like I smell broccoli, and the other thing smells like cornbread. Yeah. I like that smell.
Oh boy. So while my co-host goes ahead to go take a piss and urinate, handle that bodily function fluid, there's something else that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. And it's something that I had just recently found out was available to me. I don't know about a lot of you guys out there, but I signed up for Amazon Prime. You know, it's one of those things where I signed up for the premium and then the once a year. And every year for about maybe 4 years now, they got me. Every year I see $100. Boom, it just hits me out of nowhere. Ah, shit, the Amazon Prime thing, I forgot to do it. So apparently there's a bunch of other benefits and bonuses I didn't know I had with Amazon Prime. So I didn't know that I had access to all these motherfucking videos. And I didn't know I had access to a stream of motherfucking free books. And not just all free books.
I heard the word free and books. I'm interested. What's going on here?
I was telling these motherfuckers, the blockheads, that I was at Amazon. That sounds so disrespectful, right? That sounds so disrespectful. I'm sorry. I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. There's nothing like that. It's all about the commodities and the comedies.
Camaraderie?
No.
Or the commodity?
No, the commodities.
Actual commodities.
No.
Camaraderie.
The commodities.
Commodities.
No. The commodities.
Nigga,
see, we can create words in this world.
You ain't E40.
I know. I'm better. Ugh. But nah, I was telling about Amazon Prime because I figured out that after having Amazon Prime,
whoa, are we just like saying their name out loud like that?
Honestly, I fuck with Amazon Prime enough to where I can support their services.
I'll do it for free, chicken.
I'll do it for free until I can get something out of it, maybe.
Okay.
I might be putting someone on knowledge of some shit they didn't know that they were paying for and didn't have. So I had Amazon Prime this whole time, didn't know I had access to movies and shit. But then I found out I had access to books through Kindle Unlimited, and I had a Kindle because I bought one for everyone one year. It was $50. Like everyone got a Kindle. It was only $50. Just, you know, you get a Kindle, you get a Kindle, you get a Kindle, you get a Kindle. And now that I have that, I have access to graphic novels and books. And this is something that I kind of want to introduce to the podcast, kind of a once a week thing and a once a month thing. They have access to a bunch of free comic books, and you also have access to a bunch of free graphic novels, and you have access to a bunch of volumes of books and just all this crazy shit. So once a week on the Block is Hot podcast, we're going to be talking about one comic book or graphic novel that you can pick up using Amazon Unlimited, and also probably a book that you can read on Amazon Unlimited, or just something that we're going to probably just cop from a bookstore and be like, yo, it's we're reading.
I hate to roast you already, my nigga, but
the book you may not read, I know.
No, it wasn't that. I don't understand how we're going to mention once a week what we're going to be doing when our show only goes on once a week. I'm just being a stickler for details now.
Oh, no. Like, this week right now, I'm going to tell them about a comic book that I read, last week.
And also, did you just put an ad in the middle of our podcast?
So, fuck what? It's not really an ad. It's just something I want to get our comic, I want to get our listeners more interested in what we do and what we read. And honestly, I think that, we can always promote movies and shit. I think we need to get on our book shit, be like on that, and then maybe our readers and listeners. What?
Huh?
I'm just saying I'm saying that our listeners eventually can.
Ow! Fucking things.
I gotta watch out for that. Watch out for that. So basically, what I was saying was just I don't know. He's trying to fuck with all this other shit. What I'm saying is, I want this.
I'm fucking manic, man.
I want our readers, I want our listeners to also know what we're reading. That's what I'm saying. Because, bruh, I'm trying to be increasing the books that we're promoting. I'm trying to be out here at least talking about something a little bit different. Because I watch a lot of TV and YouTube probably as it is. And by TV, I mean Netflix. So what's wrong to promote a book? If you can't read one book in a month, there's something wrong with you. That's corny as fuck.
Yo, I suck at reading. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. I was trying to do it. I fucking hate you. That's not what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
Just by the way, that's not what I wanted to do. That's absolutely nothing what I wanted to do. But it's cool. We'll figure that out in the future.
And we're back. We had to punch out for a little bit. I know it might sound kind of weird. So, back to the OG point of this conversation before we go and segue into some other topic on the Block is Hot. Go ahead, check out your Amazon Unlimited. If you have a tablet of any kind, use that free book app and fucking hop on board of a book graphic novel series that I found. It's called Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft. It's by Joe Hill, art by Gabriel Rodriguez. And basically it's about these kids, and essentially their father gets murdered, and they end up going to a summer home that the father once lived out called Key House. And basically each key has the opportunity to open a door that can go to another portal. Like if you open one door and walk through it, you can be you're a ghost. Another door, you walk through it, if you're a boy, you're a girl, and vice versa. And just other types of things. And there's an evil demonic spirit that's trying to get out, and all this whole wackiness that's going on. And just check it out. It's for free. I'm enjoying it. I'm on book 2, but check out the first one again. Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft. All for free. If you have Amazon, all right, take advantage of this free app that you already got going for you. And that's basically it. We can move on. I mean, I just really had to put niggas on. Like, Amazon's on some other shit, and I understand why they're going to take over the world and fucking rule us all.
I'm hungry. Fuck, I fucking hate when that happens.
I get that.
What do you
too.
think what should get eaten? What should get eaten? What are you feeling? Tacos? I just ate Deonda's. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What would you eat tonight?
Chicken, rice, and vegetables. Which is basically what I had for lunch because I had a flame broiler. I stick to a very basic diet.
Yeah, I've just been... excuse me. Lately, since I've been trying to gain weight, I'm just stuffing my face with anything. As long as it's like, I try to like leave an hour before I go to sleep. But like, without eating anything. But beside that, it's open season.
Very interesting.
I like having that hour to like digest before I go to sleep. Because I usually end up taking a shit before I go to sleep.
I just don't like to have a lot of food in my stomach before I fall asleep.
It's not comfortable, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'm glad it's not only me because I never found it very comfortable to fall asleep with a full stomach. It's kind of like, ugh.
Oh, dude, that's why I'm about to get a set of rollers so I can ride my bike in my room or the house really quick.
That's pretty dope.
Nah, yeah, because like there's times where it's like I have a little bit of energy, but it's like I don't want to. Because there's times where like I want to go ride my bike to explore and just like ride it, cruise around. But if there's times like where I just want to ride it to get that energy out and to kind of get a little sweat in,
Yeah.
I can just break out the rollers, put my bike on them, and just like start riding, and still give me that sensation of riding on the street.
It sucks if you want to go out, but then you end up going too far, and then you have to still come back home.
Or if you go out too far and you almost get flat, like.
Yeah, that definitely sucks too. That's a lot more serious.
And just looking at my bike right now, it's like it makes me get tingly and want to ride. Pause.
Yeah, be careful with that Serbian dildo you got.
Should we tell the viewers about the time you got caught with a double-sided dildo in your car?
Oh my fucking god. That is never a fucking true story. You know what this...
Almost like 11 years later, I will still tell that story.
There's a few people that I've run to, like, not super recently, but like more so recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, like, they still remember that. And I'm like, what?
Bro, that's facts. I wrote, there was
no double-sided fucking dildo.
Again, you can try.
Oh, so you're lying to the world now. That's how far you're taking this.
You can go ahead.
God will judge you and your sins.
You can go ahead and try and put all that hoopty-hoop-da on me and try to, blame it on my soul.
Whoa!
What I'm saying is this. We all know that
Christ.
you got caught with a double-sided dildo by your parents and they questioned you.
Jesus, I never had a double-sided dildo. There's definitely a dildo. But
And it was double-sided.
It was not double-sided, bro. I mean, well, then again, isn't every dildo double-sided depending on how far you can stretch?
Think about it. Unless it's a cock and ball end with a suction cup.
Remember the trident?
Oh. So this is a story that happened. It was on my birthday.
That was your birthday. That's your 17th birthday?
Yeah, 17th birthday.
Yeah,
ended
we were
up
all 18.
ended up going to a strip club at the end of that night. But we went to a peace place because we were gonna go, smoke some weird.
Yeah, smoke shop. Hollywood, Hollyweird, of course.
And basically, we were looking at all these crazy, magnificent pipes because we're young. I'm an artist at heart, and I love that. Yes, there was an epic dragon pipe where it basically was coming out of the dragon's hand, and you puffed it from the tail. And we kept going down and down, and we were looking at this one crazy one. It's like, oh my god, it looks like a cellum. It looked trident.
Yeah, it looked like Aquaman should have been wielding the shit.
Amazing piece of glass artwork. As me and my fellow brethren are looking at this amazing smoking tool, of which we thought, the man behind the counter leans down in front of us and goes, these are all dildos, boys.
Oh,
And we immediately were just freaking out. Oh, we thought you were smoke out of them. We were trying to get this big ass trident.
We're looking at that shit. We're like, damn, it has 3 bowls on the end of it. How the fuck are you supposed to light all 3 of those all the way over there?
So you gotta light them off from the tip?
Yeah, it's like, no, apparently you're supposed to be... I guess you stick 2 different bitches with it. Because one chick's apparently gonna have to get ass and vagina, and then one chick just gets ass or vagina.
It's just the motion.
Yeah.
Like, my thing is this.
That's a very violent motion.
See, I'm picturing not
That's
even
a
like
very
the
violent-
act of using it. I'm talking about the integrity of the glass. Like, how strong is that glass to be able to take the force of 4 women, essentially? Because you're going to get the 3 in the front and then the 1 in the back.
2 in the front, and then I would assume even a male in the rear. So, like, you could be probably lifting bitches. Yo, I feel like that glass was very strong. That's very strong glass.
Oh,
That's hard.
they were hard.
I dreamt that was hard.
Also, if you guys don't know the reference, you really need to go ahead and check out the hip-hop group called Black Sheep.
I feel like you can't really say that.
It is the intro song to their album.
No, it's called You Mean Not. You Mean I'm Not.
Oh, what's that? That was the intro song.
No, it's You Mean I'm Not. But,
You mean I'm not.
Yeah.
You mean I'm not.
You can't really say that because like this is like a group from like back in '91. So if you don't know who Black Sheep is,
That's what I'm saying. If they don't know,
kind of fucked up. You kind of missed that train.
I know it's not, but I mean, they might.
You could get with this, or you could get with that. You could get with this because this is where it's at.
But that's what I was saying. So I feel like in hip hop, you got to be a scholar and you got to know your roots. So go ahead, take a listen to some Black Sheep.
Definitely. Black Sheep is a fucking
Just like
sick.
Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise. To me, that is a classic album through and throughout.
That's right. I've yet to listen to that whole album. I know we've talked about it before on this podcast specifically. But yeah, I've yet to listen to that whole album. Of course, everybody knows that song.
Here's a song E40 on it. It's lit. Here's that song Cruising. This lit. He has Ghetto. What's it called? Ghetto Paradise. Not Ghetto. Not that one. It's Ghetto. Oh, Ghetto Highlights. That's what it was. These are my Ghetto Highlights. Shit. You know it's crazy too. Since we're on this topic of nostalgia and classic albums that just bring us back to memories youth. You know what is coming back to memories youth? And what just dropped? Resident Evil 2, the remake, and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Wait,
the saga's gonna end.
Nigga, what the fuck? You can't do it. That was a horrible transition. How do you go from hip hop to? I thought you were about to fucking slap some old hip hop album.
Oh nah. I was just thinking about
you
like.
just went video games.
I just went from like, all right, so that type of hip hop thing about it. We old. That type of hip hop that we're talking about now is the shit we listened to when we were kids growing up. And at this time right now, Kingdom Hearts 3, when's the last time you played a Kingdom Hearts video game?
I feel like
It's been, what, 16 years?
I feel like what you just did was like, yo, have you ever seen the movie Titanic? It was such a great and awesome movie. And it just coincides so well with some pussy. It's like, yeah, they kind of go, but they're not a direct. But no, I feel you. Yeah,
that is some outrageous shit. I'm not gonna lie. That's some outrageous shit.
The Resident Evil 2 is a fucking. I haven't personally played it. I've seen a few like.
What about the demo?
No, I've been like, dude, I haven't even gotten. I've downloaded the Devil May Cry 5 demo, and I still get to play it. I don't know, man. I'm lacking in some areas. I did just download Kingdom Hearts 3 and Horizon 4 finally. But yeah, I'm probably gonna, once I get home, I'm gonna eat and shower and probably do that for about an hour before I knock out.
How do you feel about Kingdom Hearts 3 as a dedicated? Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I remember when Kingdom Hearts came out, and at that time, I was an Xbox guy. I didn't have a PS2 yet. All I had was Xbox, and then I got it later, played it, but I didn't even like take the time to observe the story. Because back then, as much as I cared about storylines, I wasn't really into it, and I didn't give a shit. And it was only after maybe in like 2012 when I started hearing speculation about the game, and I started looking back into the lore. I was like, this is a pretty crazy themed game about like the darkness and like your imagination.
Well, for starters, if you didn't really pay attention to the storyline back then, good luck. Then, of course, there's 1, 2, and 3. 3 supposedly wraps it up. It's supposed to wrap it up, but at the same time, even though there's Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, they have a total of 13 games now.
Oh yeah, because they have the portable and the DS.
It's a very long running joke that the Kingdom Hearts series, the Darkness Seeker Saga, I think is what it's called, is a very convoluted storyline. But I found a lot of like when you actually go through it, there's continuity. It's continuous. Not everything makes sense, but yeah,
it's like Metal Gear. Like people don't like Metal Gear Solid Rising, but we still have to accept it as being a part of the canon story. Mm-hmm. So my thing is this: I'm only going up based off of the initial games, 1, 2, and then 3.
Okay, if you played 1, 2 makes sense just because 2 kind of brings in the background to it. It doesn't, like, if you were to just play 1 and 2, it could make sense. But then what happens when you play 1 and 2 is you're going to be like, okay, there's obviously more in here. Let me look it up. And that's when you end up going down the rabbit hole that is Kingdom Hearts. But I mean, 1 and 2 as a whole, if you didn't play any of the other ones, it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
That's what I'm saying. It's enough to be in there.
I've yet to play 3. Today's the 29th. When you guys hear this, it'll be the 30th. So that game came out today. I'm hoping once I get home, I'm able to play it because after work I stopped by. I started to download.
Oh, honestly, you know what's funny? Just because I'm a cock ass. I hope it's not ready by the time you get home.
It's probably not.
So you don't have enough time to play it, because that means tomorrow, I hope tomorrow for some reason it doesn't charge, your internet goes down by the time that you get home. It's like, it's still at 75%, and I gotta go to Sam Tripoli's show at the Comedy Store. I can't play my video game.
That's rude, but honestly, I don't expect to get a lot of time on it until the weekend. I just want to get a taste though.
We should ride to the beach. Don't be a pussy.
I'm down. I could always put up video games for physical fitness. I'm about to dog. I'm gonna get so strong.
4 hours.
I'm already pushing up 220.
No. If we leave,
I'm getting strong again.
I know that's good. I'm proud of you. That if we leave at 4, I mean not 4. I mean 8. It's 4 hours.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. I'm saying if we meet up at 8 a.m.
What ride are we trying to go? What are we trying to do?
All the way to Huntington.
No.
That's the ride to the beach. It's 100 miles a century.
No. My bike isn't comfortable enough for me to do that.
Have you ridden your bike since then? You probably got...
Not much.
Honestly, your glute muscles might be more broken in now. No,
it's been too long. It's gonna hurt still. I'm down to go to the bridge and back.
What bridge?
The wooden bridge.
You fucking pussy. What about with Dom from Alhambra to Santa Monica?
I don't know that distance.
Dom will be with you.
No, I don't know that distance.
It's all about distance with you?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't give a fuck who's with me. If once my ass starts hurting, I don't want to keep doing this. No, yo, we don't even have to pause. Yo, real shit. You could be raping me.
No, don't go there.
It
don't
could be
go there.
Straight up rape. If you're pounding my ass cheeks, I'm gonna be like, I can't do it no more. You may have made me submissive for whatever moment that you're doing this for. But I'm gonna be like, okay, I can't do this anymore. I'm either gonna have to die, or I'm gonna have to kill you with my cock. I don't know. That's just bottom line.
Fucked up on so many levels.
Even if I'm driving, yo, my ass is hurting.
All I'm saying is this.
Once the ass hurts, I need a break.
We can get a solid ride.
Yo,
workout in.
A chick could tell me that her ass is hurting. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a break. Like, it's chill. Like, yo, if someone's ass is hurting, there's some problems.
So we're gonna get that ride in?
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Pause.
that in. Not that right. Yeah, fuck you. You know what? All fades for it.
AFFI.
AFFI. We're bringing that shit back. Y'all niggas over here trying to get too gay.
Oh. I know this has nothing to do with that. But you just talking about fades and fighting niggas. Oh, it's my dog.
Fucking a menace even outside. he fucking he turned the blinds up on her so she can't even look inside. Like, that's gonna help.
It will. It'll help for a little bit.
Okay.
But no, what I was gonna say is, how about that Saints and Rams game that we never got a chance to talk about?
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk about that yet. I mean, I enjoy the Saints, but fuck them. I'm not even a Rams fan, but fuck them. I want a Super Bowl to come to LA. I mean, we totally took that from them. It's not fair, but fuck them. The Patriots did to the Raiders. Fuck them. That's what's great about football.
I find it funny that you would even mention that, because you know what? I was going to ask the audience out there, what do you even think is way worse? This little pass interference call that happened against the Rams versus the fucking versus the Saints, or the infamous tuck game rule of 2001 to 2002 season?
It's not even that. Like, shit like this goes on all the time. Fuck them. That's what makes the games great.
But they're talking, the Saints are on some like bullshit, like it's so petty. They're like, oh,
yeah, no.
fucking, we should like have a replay of that last game. Like, no, you guys lost.
No.
Human error.
No,
It
yeah.
happens.
They need to just suck it up. Like, yo, shit like that has been going down the whole history of competition in general. Somebody should have won something, but something got overlooked, or there's some misleading in some direction, and that caused mistakes to happen. And like, yo, you just take it. It happens in history. Fucking Saints fans, this isn't the first time this has happened to any fucking sports team. Bottom line. I think it's. I mean, like it's. I mean, like, fuck it, I'm taking it. I mean, I'm not even a Rams fan. I'll take the win.
Oh shit, my bad.
Fuck.
Yeah. That happened by mistake.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I don't know. Oh shit. Okay, now he's taking a piss, and he totally like went to a sports topic. I don't know that much about sports, but you know what I do know. Oh, okay. That was a fake out. What's going on here?
It wasn't a complete fake out.
Oh, that sucked. What else do we got?
Well, let's see.
Doggo.
I think we got to a lot of
Is that the main, like, me and Bones? I still need to eat.
and if you're gonna eat, it depends.
Oh yeah, you never told me what you think I should eat. I should eat the most protein, right? I worked out before I came here. I should eat something protein packed.
You know what you should get?
What?
El Pollo Loco. If you're trying to get something that's actually like not that super crazy expensive and fast and on the go, they have good salary options. Like, remember, my dad lost all of his weight and reversed his diabetes off of the El Pollo Loco diet.
El Pollo Loco has bomb salads.
And it's affordable and cheap if you're trying to save money, because I know you're trying to go to Thailand in a little bit, so you shouldn't even be spending dumb guap on
We don't mention those things right now. We don't mention those things right now. Yes, the plane ticket is bought, but we don't mention those things right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, why not? Oh, okay.
I'm not. I want you, But especially with the way things might start going, I don't know. I'm torn in two directions with it. I want to, and I could understand why I shouldn't. But I definitely want to more than I shouldn't. I will definitely throw that out there. But I know the smart decision would be just not to.
The smart decision would basically be...
I shouldn't have even entertained the idea and bought a plane ticket in the first place.
Yeah.
That would have been the smart decision. But now that I'm here, it's like, shit. Do I just keep on going? Or... But I don't know, man.
Oh, shit. Also,
it changes every day.
I don't want to twist up the subject, but I wanted to ask you. I didn't get a chance to talk about it earlier with the homies. Did you hear about the thing that was caught on tape around the blood moon? There's apparently a little thing that looks like a speck. They're calling it. It's a unidentified object. It was looks like it was flying into the moon.
No, I didn't notice that. I watched the blood moon.
Yeah, and it's you see a little flash, and they're trying to say that's potentially something like those moon bases. You think if there's any possibility of being a moon base?
Maybe now, but I don't think it's anything extraterrestrial. I don't think it's anything to worry about. If there's a moon base, it's caused by us. I don't feel like there's aliens that have a moon base.
What if there is?
Cool. I'd enjoy that more than what I think is going on.
What if there really is not all right? Let's just say it's not the moon base in which we think, but it's some crazy type of hive organism that is what we think are shooting stars, are actually them launching their DNA, just kind of sporing out, and it's flicking currently, and then it infects the people occasionally, but it's like a human host where they're no longer taking over, and it's they're at the point now where they're in the millions, almost into the billions, they're 1/3 of the population.
So you're asking me if I'm cool with somebody just jizzing on me? No, I'm not. No, you should never be okay with anyone coming on you.
Yeah,
my point exactly. I'm not cool if that's the actual situation. They're just flinging their spores into the sky.
Just flinging your cum everywhere?
Yo, I could be flinging my own cum everywhere. I'm like, why am I doing that? I'm like, that's a horrible decision.
Oh my god.
I get
They're
angry.
flinging cum everywhere.
I get angry if I bust a nut and I get a little bit of cum on my leg. I'm like, oh, that's fucking gross. Let's not keep doing that. I don't know. I don't like sticky things.
You took it to another place with the cum, but I was just saying what if
I'm
that's...
just letting you know, yo, if there's something coming in my air that I'm breathing, please stop. I don't want to breathe your cum.
I was just saying asteroids spread alien DNA, but you related to cum, and now
again,
I know, I can't take that out of my...
Spreading DNA, we're flinging cum. We're cum flingers. Why are we flinging this cum everywhere? What are we trying to prove? Is that all life is just flinging your cum into different areas of space?
I kind of feel like it is.
Oh,
now.
Jesus Christ, it is, isn't it? That scares me.
Just flinging cum.
My heart, that kind of raised a little bit of anxiety inside of my body. Life is flinging cum. So what is this? Damn, look at that, son. We have Kingdom Hearts advertisements on our fucking Twitch pages.
That's just normal.
Yeah. I mean, cool. I think I might like that game so far. I fucking love all of them that I played, but yeah, we'll see. Actually, yo, what the fuck?
I hope this game isn't Halo. Well, no, I hope it is Halo 3 for you. Halo 3 for me was probably one of the best games Halo made.
Depending on how good this game is, I might not come into work tomorrow.
Don't do that.
That is a bad decision, isn't it?
Yeah, don't do that. You don't want to be on like a bad term type of thing.
I'm cool with Frank.
Again, don't abuse the situation. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
But shit.
Everybody just we're different than you guys. You guys are actually on a time schedule. We're just like sign in. We help. If we don't, we don't. Yeah, my bad. Anyway,
that is true. That is true.
I probably should not ditch my day job for a video.
Bingo. You should. That's all I'm trying to say. You should ditch your day job for a motherfucking video game.
Even though I've made a lot worse decisions.
Nigga, don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. But
shit. I don't know what the fuck else we could ramble about. Do you have anything?
I got nothing left on my docket. What do you got left on your docket?
My docket is Rocket? I don't know. I can't. I'm not that good of a rapper, guys. That's why I'm not a rapper. I really wanted to find something that rhymed with rock or docket, and apparently the best word I used was rocket. So, yeah. So, we really need to learn how to end these things.
You know what? I don't want to be on the corny side or like jocking anyone's shit, but I do think that we should leave it off with a good vibe of music that we're fucking chilling with.
Oh, can we play a song that I want to play?
Yeah, what do you want to play?
It's Going Down. Young Jock. When was the last time you heard that?
Okay.
Can we do those things? Do you people are blockheads? Do you guys know what that song is? Yo. Okay, wait, hold on. Actually, never mind. Stupid idea. But yeah, definitely play that song. I like that song. Ba 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 ba. Oh, there it was. That was it. Do it. I have faith in you. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is our time. We love you guys. Stay up, blockheads.
Yeah, and make sure that you go ahead and follow us on every single social media at The Block is Hot Podcast. Right now, we were kind of dry on topics because we wanted to save them all for our live show with our good friend Sam Tripoli at the fucking world famous Comedy Store. And we are going to be back next week. I'm your host, Unidentified Black Male, a.k.a. Fizz.
That was horrible.
What do you mean? That was some good shit. Do you want me to give you some of these?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? What do you want from me?
That hurt my ears, you asshole.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, we love you guys. Peace.
Unidentified Black Male, a.k.a. Famous Amos, and my motherfucking co-host.
It's Tim Redos.
Peace out. And here is our throwback hidden classic gem of the week.
Ghettoville, USA.
Block Entertainment, yeah.
You know, I go by the name Nitty, right? Gotta introduce y'all another motherfucker out my squad, right? You go by the name of Jock.
Young Jock.
He resides in College Park, right? But for right now, what we gotta do for y'all, what we gonna do? We gotta give y'all a hit.
Niggas in my face, damn near every day. Ask a million questions like Jock, where you stay? Tell them College Park, where the chop car. Hit 20 grand, spend $1 grand at the bar. Just as about as on. Chains on my feet, I'm on the Jones. So keep it like nigga, in my trunk, just for the freaks. Catch me in the hood, posted at the store. Pistol in my lap on the phone, counting dough. If your girl choose, let her do a thing. Chill like a mama, nice and night rain. Everybody love me, I'm so fly. Niggas got the deuces in the time to ride by. I know you wonder why. mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trap, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Verse number 2, do the damn thing. Cubes on my neck, pocket full of bitten frames. When I'm in the mall, hoes just pause. I pop a few tags, give me that on the wall. Time to flip the work, make the block bump. Boys in the hood, call me Black Donald Trump. Dope boy magic, 7 days a week. Number 1 record, longest nitty on the beat. Who I think they like me, better yet I know. Lights, camera, action when I walk through the door. Niggas know my crew, we certified stars. Belly in the front, about 35 cars. Bitches in the back, black beamer coops. Girls liking girls, time to recruit. If you got a problem, say it to my face. We can knuckle up anytime, any place. Meet me in the trap, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trap, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Time to set it all, let these niggas know. Have you ever seen a Chevy with the butterfly doors? I ride real slow, no need to speed. Gotta make sure you see the buttons on my feet. Feds on my trail, but they don't think I know. I keep my hands clean, cause I never touch dope. Every time I see them, look them in their eyes. Ask me how I know, it's me, surprise. Put it in the air, rep where you stay. Take a step back, blow the cushion they face. Stunting is a habit, let them see the carrots. I'ma make it rain, nigga, I ain't scared to share. Meet me in the trap, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down. Meet me in the club, it's going down. Anywhere you meet me, guaranteed to go down. Meet me in the trap, it's going down. Meet me in the mall, it's going down.